So in this little tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a new song in Planning Center. So let's say that this coming Sunday, I just have a real hankering for that old Graham Kendrick song, Jesus Put This Song Into Our Hearts. You know that one where you hold hands with people and you all go around in a circle and it gets faster and faster? I mean, it's overdue for a comeback. Now, funnily enough, nobody has wanted to sing this song before, so it's not in our Planning Center library at the moment. So what I'm going to do is go up here to add a song, and it says search title, CCLI number, or the artist. Now if I know the number I can just type that straight in, but I don't. So let's start typing Jesus Put This Song Into, there it is, by Graham Kendrick. So I could click on this and it's now saying, do I want to, here's the title, it says, do I want to put it in a particular key? Or I don't know, I'm sure I'll get whatever Song Select says I want the key to be. But I could actually say, well, you know what, I want this one to be in F, and I'd like a capo version in D, again, because I'm a guitarist and I'm lazy, and I would like it to import for me the lyrics from Song Select and the chord chart that Song Select provides. And I click on submit there, and I won't actually do this because I don't really actually want this in my library after all, but you know, I've changed my mind. But that's how I would stick that in, and once I've done that on a song like this, it would appear as this does, and I'd have the key and the Song Select chart here, and if I'd gone ahead and created that capo version, it would be a little bit like this. So within the key of F sharp, I'd have these two different possible attachments that I could choose from. Now, there are some times where actually the songs that we want to sing aren't in Song Select, or we've written our own songs and we want to stick them into Song Select, or sometimes, and this does happen, the chords on Song Select, or even just the way they've laid it out, isn't really all that helpful. And one of the great things about Planning Center is that it gives you the ability to create your own chord charts. So if I go down to Ancient of Days, this is one of our sort of potential new songs that we haven't actually introduced yet, but maybe we'll one day. Now if I click here on this thing called Lyrics and Chords, this now brings me into an editor. Now on the left here is a sort of the bit that we edit, and on the right is what it's going to get turned into in the attachment. Now the great thing here is that it can you can tell it exactly where to put the chords, and it interprets that for the purposes of the chord sheet. So you can see that every chord is put in these square brackets, and if you stick it just before where you want it to appear, so in this case above the word, above the first syllable of nations, you can see it translates into a C being over the top of here. So you can just find the lyrics, paste them in, or type them in, and then go through and add the chords in there. And it's a pretty simple editor. You can make things italic like this just by using some little tags. There are various other options if you wanted to do page breaks and all of that kind of stuff, but you don't necessarily need to. Sometimes if you do things like stick in the word bridge, it realizes that bridge isn't actually part of your lyrics, and it sticks it in bold there because it realizes that's part of the structure, not actually part of the song. So let's get rid of that again. You can then you can put it in one key. So if it's easier to type it in C, for example, but I say actually, you know, I really want to sing the song in C sharp, you can see that it just works it out for you. It transposes every chord into one semitone up here. Then this is the other useful bit here, is the formatting. So you could change the color of the chords if you really wanted to read them in orange, I suppose. I imagine that will in a second change it into a beautiful orange colour, which might be something worth thinking about, but the default is black anyway. You can have it in 2 columns if that is easier, it might be for some songs. You can change the font, but we tend to go in with a Arial or Helvetica or whatever it actually is. And you can change the size too, so that if it's just about fitting on the page, or if it's just going over the page, you can slightly reduce the size, or if you've got a bit of space, you can up the size so it's nice and legible. About 18 point is a fairly good one to be looking at. And you can then, if you want to, download that again so that you have the PDF. Right, go ahead and close that. You can also muck about with all of this stuff in moving things around and creating a sequence if you wanted, but to be honest, I don't think we're quite that fancy here, so we don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. So, if I can figure out how to get it away from this, let's cancel that. So there you go, and then once you make any of these changes, let's say we're going to change the words of this to, despite the fact that, don't think that really scans, but, and if I went back to here, I pull my chord chart in C, and you can see that that chord chart that I'll pick up via the iPad on a Sunday morning is now amended as well, and the same thing has happened for this alternative chord chart that I've created in D. So there you go, that's a simple introduction to how to add songs to Planning Center.